This is how you can get unlimited ruby in LEGO Fortnite. Now, I'm not saying I have the most of every single item in the game. However, I was able to find this trick pretty early on, and I was able to stack up on bright core, obsidian. I have a decent amount of ruby, cut amber, iron, copper bars. I also have sapphire, blast core, bright core. I have just about every single item pretty stacked up, and I'm not even finished. So let's show you guys exactly how to do this. Now, this part of the video is sped up, but I'm gonna break down everything that I'm doing here. What I'm gonna do is build an extremely budget and cheap aircraft. I'm not entirely sure which YouTuber I saw that did this. I believe that it was Ryn, which is spelled R-Y-N-N, if you guys wanna go and check out his video breaking this down. But all that you need to do is put down a dynamic foundation, put 2 rustic beam 4s underneath on each side. That way it doesn't break. Stack the back of this with all of the thrusters that you could do. The less thrusters you do, the easier it is to be controlled. But if you guys have done this a little bit, or you guys know how these airships work, then you guys could put 5, 6, 7, or even 8 of these onto the back of this ship. Once you guys are done that, you're going to just make this a lot easier on yourself. Put down this wood foundation in the middle of this. That's going to be how you land it, but also how you keep this thing down. Put balloons on all 4 corners, and you pretty much have an airship. Now, this will go directly up in the air, but the thing that kind of makes it budget is you don't need any of the turning knobs. You don't need to do anything too crazy. You could put fences around it if you would like, but if you guys want to go ahead and twist and turn and go in different directions, all that you want to do is just put a staircase on either side, and that will turn this ship for you. So if I want to go left, I just put a staircase on the left and start going, and if I want to go to the right, I'm just going to turn it to the right and start going. Now, something that a lot of people don't realize is there's actually multiple of the same biome in the game. Meaning you may have looked at one desert biome, which is closest to your base, but that's not the only one that's in the game. You might have explored every cave, you might have explored every single inch of it, so there's no more of that blue unknown area, but in reality, there's multiple desert biomes in the game. So if you search every cave in the closest desert biome, that's where this aircraft comes in. It's extremely cheap to make, and you guys are able to search the entire map for multiple desert biomes. That way that you guys can find more ruby. So I found this desert biome. It was relatively close to where I was actually located as far as my home base, but what I did was I aimed this in one direction towards a desert biome that I knew, and all that you want to do is just look both ways and then ping or mark any desert biome caves that you find. Try to land this simply by going ahead and putting wood foundations into the center of it, and then check out those caves. I'm going to show you other little tricks that I was doing throughout this video. That way you guys know exactly how to maximize every single amount of ruby that you find. Now, if you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, I actually showed you the difference between a damage axe and a luck axe, and how you could actually mix these together in order to give yourself the essence of luck while still being able to get maximum damage out of your pickaxes. Now, the way that we actually do this is really simple. We have one pickaxe with max damage and one with max luck. If you go up to an ore that you know that you can break with the damage axe, you just want to find out how many hits it takes and then do half of that damage. So if I know that it takes 2 hits with the max damage to break one of these bright core, I'm going to hit it just 1 time with the damage and then finish it off with the luck axe. That gives me a chance to actually get multiple of that item without doing too much durability damage to my luck or damage. Now, what I found out was if you guys hit a piece of ruby with the max damage pickaxe, if you swing at it 2 times, that is what will make it break, and in return you will get 2 cut or uncut rubies out of this. Now, when you go ahead and you hit it once with the damage pickaxe and then finish it off with the lucky, you may be able to get 4 ruby instead out of those ores. Now, this cave had a ton of ruby just in the entrance area of it, which was extremely nice. What I made sure to do was to build up to it and then make sure that I have a safer area for it when they all fall to the floor. So build around them, make sure that they're not going to fall down into the lava or in anywhere that's going to be hard for you to get. Obviously, putting down a ton of wood burns a lot of materials that you may need later, but this is going to help you get ruby. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I was talking about earlier, where I'm going to hit it one time with the essence of damage and then finish off the ruby with the essence of luck. Again, the difference is I could hit a rock and really get a 2 times multiplier to it and get 4 ruby instead of 2, but most of the time you're just going to get 2. The good thing is that when you do get 4, obviously it's incredibly rewarding, and at the same exact time, you're not absolutely destroying the durability on all of your pickaxes while trying to do this. So I highly recommend balancing between the 2 of these. That way that you get the maximum amount of ruby just inside of these caves. But keep in mind, this is not the full trick that I'm going to show you guys in order to maximize getting ruby, sapphire, and every single rare ore or item that comes out of these caves, because just like right here, I got myself 4 ruby off of 1 rock. Now, one of the tricks that I'm going to show you outside of obviously having the aircraft is to break anything that is near the ruby that you've gardened and cut. From what I've been told from my comment section is that if you guys have builds towards these, they will not actually go ahead and be created again. So these caves apparently can refresh from what my comment section has said, but if you have items built near it, they will no longer refresh. You need a clear area, that way that those rubies can grow right back into that area, and then you guys are good to come back to this location later on when all of that ruby has come back. So you have the airship, you have that cut ruby, you break down everything that you had, and everything should grow back, just depending on how much you play the game. I don't know if there's a designated amount of hours, if it's a designated amount of days. I don't know exactly how it goes and grows back. I don't know if it's all at once. And quite frankly, I haven't seen it personally work for myself, but I also always had builds that were built directly up to that ruby. So if they do grow back, you are going to need to go ahead and cut down anything that you built up to them. That way they have an area to actually grow. Now, something that people aren't doing enough of is actually placing down markers outside of caves that they know that there's rare items in. There's some caves that you'll go into that you won't find much ruby at all, and it's not worth even talking about. And this one, I got 18 ruby just in the entrance of the cave that can not only grow back, but it may be more inside of that cave. Simply break down some rocks and place down a marker that is labeled red with the rock. That way, when you take a look at your map, you know that this is a cave that had ruby. So now that I finished with that cave and I found the entrance of it and I was able to mark it as a cave that does in fact have ruby, I broke down everything that I built in there. That way that if stuff does grow back, it has the area to grow back. Now I just want to continue to explore the unknown area of this brand new desert biome that I found, the second desert biome that I found inside of my village or inside of my seed. That way I can continue to go around finding these caves and marking them for ruby. That way, if I ever need ruby in the future because I don't have enough, or they start dropping updates that require ruby, I can now go into the map. I know exactly where I need to go. I know exactly what cave I need to check out, and I'm able to jump in and out of that in just record-setting time rather than wasting too much time searching for these caves again or trying to find out if one of the caves that I was already in had it. These markers help you out a ton and make life so much easier in the game. So I hope that helps out every single one of you. And if you're wondering if the intro to this video or the thumbnail was real with how much ruby I found just in this one part of the cave, it wasn't a joke at all. Once again, I'm doing the exact same thing here. I kind of rushed this because I knew that I was wrapping up the video and I wanted to get this video done before Super Bowl Sunday. But when it comes to this, you just want to do the exact same thing. Start off by hitting your ruby one time with your damage axe and then finish things off with your essence of luck. I also had the stamina bug, which was absolutely awesome. But again, one hit with the damage and then finish it off with the essence of luck. And that should hopefully get you 4 pieces of ruby instead of 2. Nonetheless, you're going to be saving a ton of durability on both of these axes just by splitting them up in half. So you're going to get much more ruby, do less damage, and you're going to get multiple 30 stacks of this ruby just by doing this small little trick.